Okay. Good morning, everyone. Let's see. Looks like I'm live. Okay. So let's see. Today is Wednesday, June 10th. Good morning. My name is Kathleen Dowd, and for those who don't know me, welcome. I've been doing these guided meditations on Wednesday, these guided grounding meditations now for a couple of months, as an offering and a way to support people during this time of the pandemic and just having life kind of turn upside down, if you will. So just checking that it's just a way that I'm trying to offer and support, provide support for anyone during this time. And so if you're having any problems or struggles, feeling a little anxious or agitated, hopefully these meditations are helpful. So I'm just checking that everyone is finding it okay, and then we'll get started. Yeah. Okay. So I want to just start by taking a moment and finding your seat, settling in, being fully grounded in your chair, your seat, wherever you are. Good morning, Kathleen. Just take a few moments here to settle. Allow your body to kind of release any unknowing holding that might be happening, or just as it's sitting, how it feels when you allow it and suggest that it's settled. Just kind of let that happen. And then, as I always do, because I think it can be so calming for the nervous system and therefore our bodies, we'll just start with a little orienting to the room around us. So just take a few moments here and let your eyes wander and notice what you see and observe around your room or even out a window. See if you can allow the eyes to soften back into the head. And so there's not a strain as you're looking out, just a wandering and a looking and a noticing. Let your gaze go at some point behind you as well, just so you can see over your shoulder or one or both shoulders. And just let that be a gradual process for you. And after maybe 3 or 4 more breaths of this orienting around, you can let your gaze come back forward. And then settle in. And you're welcome to do this meditation either with your eyes opened or closed. So either way, you can go ahead and do that. And if you do let them stay open, consider softening the eye from the eyebrows down the eyelids and letting your whole eye soften so that you can feel a little sense of relaxation and letting go. And just take a few moments here to arrive. Let yourself settle and let yourself be present right here in this moment. And you might notice that as you land both with the physical body and the orienting to space, that then the breath also starts to feel like it's landing a little bit. And so maybe you notice a few deeper breaths coming on, or just a slow expansion of the breath. And gradually invite 5 more slow, deep breaths. And feel each one going up a little bit deeper into the chest, filling up the belly just a bit more, and landing a little more softly on your exhale. 3 more like that. And then we're going to do a little bit of breathing practice as we settle in. So I'll invite you to take a deeper, slow breath in. Fill it all the way up to your rib cage or to your collarbone. Retain the breath for 3, 2, 1, and then slowly exhale all the way out. Feel the energy grounding down into your hips as you do that. And then again, inhale all the way up to the upper ribs, to the collarbone area. Retain the breath for 3, 2, 1, and then slow, deep breath out. And feel that energy settling into your hips as you exhale. We'll do 3 more like that. Inhale all the way up. Retain at the top of the breath for 3, 2, 1, and a slow exhale out. Feel the energy settling into the hips as you exhale. 2 more. Retain at the top for 3, 2, 1, and full exhale. And then last one. Retain for 3, 2, 1, and then slow exhale out. Feel that settling with the exhale. And then take a few moments here to simply observe what you notice. See how that short breath practice lands in your body, if it changes anything or not. And then I'll invite you to let the breath become deep and low. So settle in as you inhale, feel the belly expand. And as you exhale, simply feel that energy, again, settling into the hips. Again, deep breath into the belly. And exhale out, letting the energy settle in the hips. 3 more times like that, finding your pace. And one more time, deep belly breath. And full breath out, settling the energy into the hips. And then take a moment and just allow the breath to return to natural involuntary breathing. And allow yourself to feel some settling. So bring your awareness to your hips. You start to feel the expanse of your hips, both physically and beyond energetically. And feel all the points of your hips touching the floor or touching the seat that you're sitting on. And allow your full awareness and presence and energy to simply reside in your hips. You can start to feel the energy of grounding coming down through the hips, down all the way into the earth. You can just go through your chair or through your seat. Start to let that go through the top of the earth. Imagine, if it's helpful for you, some type of cord or grounding cord that helps you actually let the energy settle. So maybe that's a tree or a marble column or a cord with a weight on the bottom, whatever feels right for you. To start to feel that going down, down, down into the earth. And we'll take 1 minute in silence where you can simply let and feel that energy of your grounding cord start to deepen and sink into the earth. So 1 minute. And then take another deep breath in. And with that exhale, just feel that energy and that grounding cord continuing to go through the earth. If your feet are on the floor, start to feel the energy connecting from your feet to the floor. If you're sitting cross-legged, you can feel that still connection energetically, but then also feel the connection of your crossed legs on the floor, and start to allow that to also be connecting energetically down to the earth. So the same process, but you can just simply allow the sensation or the feeling, or just have the intention that that would be happening. And then I want to just offer a little energetic guidance and process here. So if you, especially if you've been noticing that you've been feeling extra anxious lately, you can allow yourself to visualize your root chakra, which is between the hips, so the space between the pelvic base of the pelvic floor between the two hips on either side. And imagine or set your intention that you are drawing that opening of that root chakra, which faces forward and back, down to 10%. And so you may not know what that feels like or even know what it's at now, but you can simply set your intention that it's 10% open. And I'm going to go ahead and do that for the group to help support you in that process. And just start to notice and feel what happens energetically as you bring that down. As you start to settle your root chakra and down, closing it down a little bit. So this root chakra is connected to our safety and security and survival instincts. And if it's wide open, we're constantly on alert, constantly looking for danger. And so by allowing it to close down, we can calm the nervous system, letting it know that it's safe, that we're safe in this moment. Everything's okay, right in this moment. That your physical body, your being is safe. And so take some time just finding that and setting that intention. Nice, very good. And as you sit with this and draw this down, just become aware of what happens in the rest of your body. What you notice happens in the rest of your body, or with your breath, or energetically at any layer or level of your body. And again, we'll take 1 minute in silence. We're just kind of focus on having this root chakra be down at 10% and just settle in and be with that. So 1 minute of silence here. And simply notice what happens in this time. How does your breath shift? How does your body shift? If you notice any signs of integration, perhaps a deeper breath comes over you, or a yawn, or a sense of settling into your body, or settling in the breath, or perhaps you just feel differently and just kind of know and sense that something shifted. These are all signs of integration of that practice. So take that in, allow that to be happening and recognized and true for you. And we'll do one more practice here. So this works best if you're seated in a chair with your feet on the ground, but any way can work. I want you to start to feel that you're bringing energy from the earth up through the soles of your feet. And they slowly go up the feet. And you might not feel anything, you might not notice, but set your intention that this is what you're doing, that you're slowly bringing energy from the earth up your body. So starting in the feet, going through the ankles, the shins and calves, the lower leg. Let it slowly move up the leg, up to the knees. And you can just feel this infusion of healing earth energy slowly making its way up your legs, through the feet and all the way up the legs, crossing the knees and coming up the thighs. And it moves as slowly as feels comfortable for you. It's very healing energy, so that there's a sense of calm and healing that comes through with this energy. Let it come all the way up to your hips slowly and start to sort of infuse the hips. And you might even notice as you are feeling it in the hips, there can be some swirling around gently and slowly moving in your hips. And again, just see what you notice and what you observe. Some people might feel this strongly, other people might not feel anything. But you can allow that to be your intention, that you're bringing up this very healing energy through the legs, into the hips, filling up the whole pelvic bowl, even the low belly, filling up that whole area. And then when it feels like this earth energy has filled up your hips so much that it wants to just spill over, you can allow it to spill right over the hips and back down that grounding cord you've established. And let that earth energy run right back down into the earth. And then as you continue, this can become a cyclical process. So bringing that earth energy up through the feet and the legs, all the way up the legs, filling up the hips, and then slowly letting that spill over and grounding back down into the earth. And just feel that as a constant cycle, moving through your body and through your energy field. And again, if you even don't feel much at all, just set the intention that this is what's happening and that you can ground into the practice. So again, we'll take 1 moment in silence here. 1 minute in silence. So you can just allow this practice to become a little more deeply ingrained and wash through you. And as you continue this practice of drawing the energy up through the legs from the earth and then letting it spill out the hips and back down to the earth, just begin to notice what happens in the rest of your body or with your breath. Do you start to feel a sense of calm and grounding? Do you start to feel a sense of deeper connection to the earth? What shifts for you in your physical body, in your breath body, or even in your mental emotional body? Just be curious and notice what you observe. We'll take a few more times of just allowing that breath to come all the way up the legs, fill up the hips, and then back down as you exhale. You can actually turn this into a breathing practice with that effort, inhaling up and exhaling down. So take a few more rounds just like that, inhaling all the way up and exhaling down. And then I'll invite you to simply let go of any effort of sending the breath through the legs or doing any type of specific grounding, and just see and notice what your body does on its own. How do you land now after this time and this period of focused grounding? What do you observe in your body now? And allow yourself to simply sit here for a few moments with no effort. No effort to breath, no effort to ground. Just allowing, opening to presence with your own self. And you might, as you do this and as you sit and notice this, you might start to feel even a little different energetically. You might start to feel a little lighter. You might start to feel a little more spacious or open. These are possibilities. You may or may not feel that. But as a way to help kind of reconnect with grounding and what we are here to do and what we are in our physical body for, you can allow your hands to come onto your thighs, palms facing down, and simply rest your hands on the thighs for a few moments and feel as if you're sending that energy down the thighs from your hands. So you're just kind of making a connection with your physical body. So our physical body can serve as a source of grounding if we let it. And you might like to stay either with the hands still right on the lap, or you could slowly move your hands down, just gently pushing down the legs towards the knees. And then back again, and gently pushing and rubbing the thighs with the hands as you just gently go down towards the knees. And do that a few times. Or again, if you prefer, you can stay in stillness and simply let the hands rest on the legs with that intention of grounding and sending energy down. So see what feels more grounding for you and see what you notice as you do. You could even try each practice. One more thing that you could do if you like it, if you like the movement, is you could just gently squeeze the legs as you move down. A nice, gentle, pulsing, loving squeeze. And you might notice as you gently squeeze that there's one place that feels especially grounding, and you could just stay there. And we'll take just a couple more moments here. This practice of connecting with your own physical body, especially such large muscle groups as the thighs. And let's take another few times, breathing in and moving up and down the legs, or simply being in stillness. And then allow your hands to come back and rest on your legs in stillness. And take 3 slower, deeper breaths. And take one more deep breath in, and let this be the deepest one you've had yet today. Deep breath in. And as you exhale, just soften the mouth and let some of the air come out through the mouth. And as you feel ready, start to open your eyes if they were closed. And again, we'll do this practice of orienting. So keeping the eyeballs soft into the head. Gently start to gaze around the room. See what you notice and see how you observe your room now. Do you notice any shifts with what you're seeing or how you're seeing? And just let this process of orienting, again, sort of ground you in the moment and ground you into your surroundings. And then you can come back to looking forward, and as you feel ready to be done, you can let yourself come out of meditation and back to this present moment. So thank you everyone for being here today, Wednesday, June 10th, 2020. I'll be here next week again on the 17th, and the week after that I will be actually in the woods, so I will not have service. So I'll make a note of that and I'll announce it. But next week I'll be back, and so we'll see you then. Thanks so much, and I hope that you have a really grounded day. Take care.